what's up, guys?
Hey y'all, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? We want to talk today about something we get asked about on and off a lot in emails or comments. Often we get asked, do we still own a home? Do we live in the truck full time? While we are in the truck a lot of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. And we do joke and say, you know, we live on the road and just visit Waco.
Yeah.
We do still have a residence.
We just wanted to share with you guys our experience of how we got started, why we did what we did. Just kind of explain our process of how we did it. You know, everybody's going to have their own different way of how they did it, how they plan on doing it. Everybody's situation is going to be different, and this is what we thought would work best for us to make sure we were successful in expediting.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the cards landed, and it worked out great. To take you back about 6 years ago, when we fully jumped in and decided we want to get into expediting, we had the opportunity to sell our house. We talked about it a lot, what we wanted to do. We sold our house and almost everything in it. We had a house, 2 cars, a full house of crap.
Yeah.
So
stuff.
Yeah, got an offer, sold it in the process, had a garage sale, pretty much sold everything.
Well, it was right around that time, that year in 2012, 2013-ish, right when we were getting ready to get into it, when tiny house living was really kind of starting to take off. You know, you would always see little shows on HGTV and stuff like that, so it really kind of piqued our interest. The minimalist kind of style living. What do we need all this junk that typically just stays packed away in a cupboard or the garage, or, you know, it wasn't making sense for us.
Plus we wanted to minimize our debt as much as possible.
Right.
So we didn't have a lot of debt once we got out on the road.
We were living almost outside of our means when we were
pretty much paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck. We made good money. We made $80,000-$90,000 a year. But, you know, we were paying a mortgage payment, 2 car payments, insurance.
All the stuff that goes
you
along
know,
with
just
it.
it was, our money was going nowhere.
Yeah. When we sold the house, we obviously had to come up with a plan of, well, where are we going to live when we're not in the truck on the road? We first started looking at kind of like extended stay hotels. After looking at a few, it just really wasn't something that we were interested in. So we came to the realization, hey, what about getting an RV to live in when we're not on the road?
Right.
We can put it in storage when we're not using it. So we ended up buying, what was it, a 28-foot travel trailer?
It was a 35-foot travel trailer.
It 35?
Yeah, it was one of those Vinos, Windjammer, 4 Winds RV. It was just a little bumper pole. It was cool and all. It just wasn't really geared for full-time living in.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't full-time living in it, because most of the time we were out on the road, when we did come home to stay in it, it just felt cramped, cheap, small, you know. And we wanted the small-time living, but I just don't think the floor plan was right for us.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It wasn't the right floor plan.
We didn't do a lot of research before we purchased the travel trailer, so after about the first 6 months of being out on the road and doing more research on RVs, we decided we wanted to get into a 5th wheel because it would allow us to have a lot more room. We liked the floor plans on the 5th wheels a lot better, and we did look at those before purchasing a travel trailer, but the price difference was so significant we didn't want to spend that much at first.
$28,000 versus $80,000,
to $80,000.
$100,000. Right.
Yeah. After 6 months out, we decided we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to trade in the travel trailer, and we got a 5th wheel, which we absolutely loved the 5th wheel that we had.
That thing was beautiful.
And that thing worked out for us from the first 6 months we got out up until last year when we sold it. What we did with that is we found an RV park in Waco that had month-to-month spots. So we put the 5th wheel there, and when we left, we would put all the slides in, unhook the electric, and when we got home, all we had to do was hook the electric up, water, put the slides out, and boom, we were there. We weren't having to pull it in and out. And
that place was really cool too, because when we did come home, they had a storage lot where we could park our truck and walk right across the street to our RV, open everything up, saying we were good to go, you know.
Yeah, and that worked well for us for several years.
Yep.
Last year we started to think, you know, why are we buying
an $80,000 RV when we're only in it twice a year, 3 times a year at most, you know? we're making this huge payment just to have something we're not enjoying, you know?
Right. And last year when we purchased our own truck, we were staying out even more on the road. So it's like, why are we paying for this RV when we're barely using it, you know?
Right.
So that's why we decided to sell the RV.
Right now, what we do, and this is the cheapest option we've been able to come up with, is we just rent a room from Heather's mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's $250 a month. Helps her out with her bills because she's not working. She lives on, you know, her retirement. So the extra $250 helps her out. It's cheap on us. We have a residence that we can call home and go home to. But even though we rent a room, we still stay in the truck a lot of times. A lot of times we'll go to Waco. We'll take the truck out to the lake because we love being on the lake.
Oh, we love it out there.
We
It's
love
awesome.
being right on the water and out in the nature, and we love being in the quiet area. But we'll like go in, we'll stay a night in our room, or then we'll go back out to the RV spot at the lake and we'll camp out there, you know?
Yeah, it's also good, for instance, you know, if we need to put the truck in for repairs, we have somewhere to stay.
Right.
We don't have to get a hotel and
Right.
pay for that.
Right.
But like Jason said, we love our truck. It's like a little RV. We do not mind staying in it. It's awesome. We love staying out at the lake. We love staying out at RV spots. But we do have a residence.
The reason we have a residence is because you cannot write off per diem if you live in your truck full time.
Yeah.
If you do not have a residence to call home and a place to get mail and somewhere where you pay rent, you cannot write off per diem. It's just, you know, that's the rule on it.
Which is a big write-off. You
Which is-
want that
You
write-off.
want that write-off. Yeah, you got to have that.
Yeah.
And that's why we rent a room. Otherwise, we would probably just live in our truck full time.
Yeah.
Because we love it that much.
Yeah, absolutely. Since we sold our fifth wheel last year, we've even downsized our belongings even more.
Yeah.
We do have a small storage, and I mean, it's a small storage.
It's like 4 by 5
Yeah,
feet.
that we do keep some stuff in because so we have it. We really need to go through that.
Yeah.
One of the things too, when we are at home and we're not in the truck, say we're staying at my mom's house, we have a storage spot. It's a covered storage. We keep our Ford parked there when we're not home, and we can pull our Ford out. We can leave the truck in that spot if we need to, just like when we went to New Mexico. We parked our work truck in the covered storage and took our Ford to New Mexico.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. Will that work for everybody? Probably not.
And it's not what we're going to do forever. You know,
No.
we do have plans on getting another RV style kind of living, you know, something small. We want something that's going to last. We were kind of poking around at the idea of an Airstream, but they're $130,000. That's
It'd be getting right back to what we were paying for the fifth wheel.
right back to, you know, I've thought about getting an old beat up RV and refurbishing it.
Like an old Airstream and redoing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like the idea of kind of off-road style.
That's our goal. We want something that we can go and take anywhere.
Take anywhere. Have
Anywhere.
4x4, be
Yeah.
able to go off-road out in the middle of nowhere where there's nobody else to, you know, just interfere with our relaxation. No cell service, nothing, you know, just go out and enjoy nature. I'll post a picture up over our faces of the kind of idea of what we're looking for. You know, it's a camper that goes on the back of a truck, you know, it's well built. It's kind of what we're looking for, but we're saving up for it right now. We're trying to keep our bills as low as possible.
Yeah. We're in no rush. There's really no rush for us to get something else right now. The setup that we have, the arrangements we have are working well. Maybe next year, you know, we've been tossing this idea around. Jason's been researching it.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe next year we'll have something new.
After coming from a house, 2 car payments, all the bills and stuff, for us, it just didn't seem like the way we should be living life.
Especially since we got out on the road.
Right.
I've always loved to travel, but being out in the truck, the longer we have, I just don't want a house again. I don't want that lifestyle again. I love the freedom that we have. I love it. And we want to continue that. Even when we're out of trucking, we plan to travel.
That's us. And getting out into trucking, we knew lowering our bills to as low as possible was going to help us be successful.
Yeah.
You know,
And it has. I
It would
think
help
it
us
has,
save
yeah.
up more money, and we like the freedom, minimalist, very little junk lifestyle. You know,
Not having to worry about bills.
keep
yeah.
more of the money we earn instead of paying for stuff that just doesn't make sense. It's all material things.
We realize this isn't the way for everybody. I mean, a lot of people have homes, they have families,
Right.
you know. We don't have kids, we have very small families, so it works for us.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work for everybody, but we wanted to share that because we do get questions about it.
Yeah, a lot of
So-
people ask, well, where do you live? Do you have a house?
Yeah. So we wanted, so we just kind of wanted to make one video about it. That's our journey so far. And yeah, we'll see where this next year takes us if we end up getting something else, and we may change our minds again. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's the awesome thing about this is we can change our minds.
Yeah.
We don't have a house that we got to worry about or other
Right.
stuff we got to worry
Right.
about.
So that's pretty much our journey in a nutshell. It's for us, it's not for everybody, and we wanted to share it with you guys, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you guys as always for watching and subscribing.
Until our next video.
Peace, love, and expediting.